Hey guys, AJ here, back with another one for you. So guys, we're going to go to the dumpster fire known as TikTok, and guys, we're going to talk about how, just like we always say over here, guys, even average looking chicks have so many options, right? Even, I'm talking solid fives, get so much attention from men and can convince simps to do anything that they want. Guys, we're going to jump into this video. Before we do, guys, please remember to like, subscribe, drop a comment. It really helps keep this channel going, guys. Hit the notification bell. Check the community tab for the lives, guys. And let's just jump into this. Here we go.
When did I learn that I am not cut out for casually dating? Great question. I would love to tell you. After I got out of my very first long-term relationship when I was 18 years old, I took to online dating. Now, this was the beginning stages of online dating where it was still very, very shameful. And my list of qualifications for dating is pretty short. You are interested in me. That's it. And dating apps require you to smother and kill every ounce of people pleaser in you. You have to be cutthroat. You have to know what you want. And there's people like me who are like, tell me what I want. Tell me what you want and I will become that for you. I will become you. So as you can imagine, my very short list of qualifications didn't really put me in a good place to turn people down because...
Guys, I call these people dating chameleons, okay? These are the types of girls that they're usually girls who are in their mid to late 30s who are really, really interested in getting married or getting knocked up real fast. So that they're going to be into anything that you want them to be until they get in a relationship, and then it's all downhill from there. Anyways.
Because I had never turned anyone down, because then what if they hated me? I connected with someone the first day I downloaded that app, and we were talking pretty consistently. And then I started talking to somebody else. And then I developed a crush on a coworker that 80% of the time didn't even acknowledge my existence. But then 20% of the time, I'm almost positive he was furiously flirting with me. Or he could have just been treating me like a human being. And I honestly can't tell. That's a mystery I did not anticipate on solving anytime soon. Now, at the time, I thought this is basically the equivalent of going to a bar, getting a drink, and having a casual conversation with three people. Harmless. If I went to a bar and had a casual conversation with three people, or they showed any amount of interest in me, I would be planning to meet their families by the end of that conversation, and then I'd be driving home planning my wedding to all three of those people.
Guys, avoid these types of neurotic chicks at all costs, okay? Please.
There's no casual with me. I don't know how to do that. So about 2 weeks into this dating app situation, I had been FaceTiming both of these gentlemen suitors pretty avidly. Now, because I hadn't met either one of them in person, it was my plan to invite the one I liked the most to my Christmas party I was having for all of my coworkers over at my apartment. I sat with myself for a little bit and I decided I knew who I wanted to invite, Daniel. So the next time we talked on FaceTime, I was like, hey, I'm having a Christmas party at my apartment. Come, get a little buzzed. Maybe we can play kissy face for a second. It's all good. Daniel didn't like that too much. He didn't really appreciate being invited the first time we hung out to a room full of all of my friends, and he didn't really feel like it was an even playing field, and it also felt a little too intimate for him. Fair enough.
Now, guys, you notice that she's talking to three guys at the same time, and all the guys don't know about each other, right? She kind of skipped right over that part, but I'm sure you guys caught that, right?
Brother, it is moving too fast because I don't do casual. My brain is working so hard to get to casual that it blows right past it and goes straight to inappropriate and like wedding planning. Like Daniel, I totally get it. No hard feelings, but this is how I feel most comfortable meeting. So happy Tuesday and bye forever. He's like, it's Thursday, but okay, bye. Okay, Daniel's out of the running. Time to go to Jason. He's like, I don't have a car and I live 3 hours away. And you know what? That wasn't a problem when we first started talking because I didn't think we'd ever meet. So he could have lived in Europe and it would have been exactly the same to me. Jason tries to convince me to drive 3 hours one way and then 3 hours back to pick him up and take him to the Christmas party. And I was embarrassingly close to saying yes if my roommate Alex didn't scream from the other room. In your dreams, Jason!
Clown world.
Thank you, Alex. Jason and Daniel are both out. I should have been sad, but honestly, I was more relieved than I had ever been in my entire life because I can't keep up with this. The last person on the list was Ben, my coworker, who again, not sure if he hated me or wanted to marry me.
Now, do you think Ben really understood, or whatever the guy's name is, that he was the last resort in this situation? He's the final option. He wasn't even her first choice. He was like him or nothing, right? Right, guys? And the story continues.
I don't know. My method of flirting was to ask him a million questions back to back to back to back to back. You have any siblings? What color are their eyes? Does that come from your mom or your dad? What are your grandparents like? Do you like spicy food? How spicy? If you had to be an animal, what animal would you be? Lion! Tell me about that. Basically an interrogation, which actually doesn't sound flirtatious in any way, saying it out loud. Ben was a coworker, so he was already going to be at this Christmas party, I think. Maybe. And I was going to wear a really cute, ugly Christmas sweater, and I was planning on gluing him with my charm and some razzle-dazzle and maybe making him fall in love with me. The Christmas party was on a Friday night, which means all of us were still serving our normal shift in a busy Friday night restaurant, and then we were going to change and then go to my apartment afterwards. But I was trying to get a final head count, so I was loudly confirming with everybody in the restaurant whether they were coming or not. In front of Ben. I wasn't confirming with Ben because I didn't want to seem too eager and like I actually liked him. He ends up asking for my address, and he's like, "What time should I be there?" Oh my God, he's coming. And then he pulls me aside and says, "Maybe I'll bring some mistletoe." Did you just wink at me or was that your contact? Then he gets...
Jesus Christ, guys. You ever notice how women aren't funny? Seriously, guys. Women are not funny. She's trying to be funny, but she's coming off as pathetic. And guys, all these modern women, like, this is how dating is to all of them, right? They're chaos. Okay? Absolute chaos. And this is why you can't take them seriously, guys. Think about all this craziness going on. Clown world.
Gives me a hug and my entire body is on fire, so it's going to be a good night. Do all of our closing duties. I am now racing home in my car, trying to get a shower before everybody gets over, and I'm thinking, I am so glad that Daniel and Jason did not work out because Ben is totally the one. I race into my parking spot, run up the stairs, and I nearly trip into this human man, who is Daniel, sitting on the top step of my staircase, holding, I think, a wine bottle wrapped up in Christmas wrapping paper, and he holds it up to me and he says, "Happy Tuesday," referencing our last interaction. I gave him my address when I invited him. I cannot...
So guys, rate this Daniel guy on the simp scale. Okay? 1 to 10. He said that he didn't want to do it because their first time meeting would be with her friends. He didn't feel comfortable, so he did it anyways. Guys, scale 1 to 10. Matter of fact, all three of the guys in this situation, guys, rate them all, right? Guy 1, guy 2, guy 3.
Either invite Daniel in and see what happens, or I can tell him to turn around and sit in LA traffic and go home for a man that maybe hates me, maybe likes me. I don't know. So he comes in. I'm getting ready. People start showing up. I'm trying to introduce Daniel to people without him sounding like my full-on boyfriend, but it's really hard to do because it looks like we're hosting this party together because he was the first one there, and he's like welcoming people in as they come in. This is not going good. Ben finally arrives, and I'm about to combust into people-pleasing flames, and just when I think it can't get any worse, who walks through the door? Jason. He borrowed a friend's car and drove 3 hours for a Christmas party to surprise me. I would have...
Yo, guys. Please, guys, rate all three of these guys on a scale of 1 to 10 as far as simping goes. Guy borrowed his friend's car and drove 3 hours to surprise her. And now she has 3 simps at her house that she invited at the same time. And this is a 5 at best, guys. Guys, oh man, the truth is stranger than fiction, right, guys?
Jumped out of the window to avoid this personal version of hell if there weren't bars on the windows to prevent exactly that. All 3 of these men are in my apartment at the same time. Me and Alex, my roommate, are the only people that know that this is happening, and he looked thrilled. Unfortunately, it wasn't as entertaining for me as it was for Alex, and so I thought, I am emotionally shutting down. Even if I cloned myself, I could not talk to all 3 of them and keep them from meeting each other. So I do the exact opposite. I grab all 3 of them and I take them to the kitchen. I form this like really weird huddle, and I just say, I'm gonna shoot it to you straight. I invited all 3 of you here because I'm romantically interested in all 3 of you. Didn't think any of you would come, all of you came. Why? I have no idea. I might be too good at this whole thing. So I'm not going to talk anymore. If any of you have something to say, the floor is yours. My coworker Ben is the first one to self-eliminate. He says, I do not like you. I like Sarah. Okay, well, hard loss. Now it's just Jason and Daniel. Neither of them say a word. They look at each other and they walk straight out. Did a little power cry session in my bathroom, washed my face, came back out, got very intoxicated, and then I woke up the next day on my couch, clinging to my 2-foot-tall lit Christmas tree, violently hungover. So I did not casually date after that. Thank you.
Guys, what a mess. What an absolute mess, guys. Oh, guys, this type of neurotic craziness is the chaos of modern women, right? Talking to multiple guys at the same time with no plan, no nothing, right? And then, guys, at least the other two guys left, and didn't try and stay, right? But guys, this is what happens, okay? They're just out there just all over the place. Guys, if you ever end up in a situation like this as a guy, right? If you even suspect that she's gonna that she's talking to other dudes or anything else, and you're interested in her, just block her. That's all you can do, right? If you do show up anywhere, some social gathering, and this type of things happens, leave, guys. Oh, and if a girl has a male roommate, come on, red flag, guys. Let me know what you think of this whole situation. And guys, are you surprised? Because this chick is like a solid 5, all right, a 4.5, and yet somehow the first guy, her coworker said that he didn't like her, but the other two guys that she met online actually wanted to meet her. Crazy. All right, you guys, this is AJ. I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe. I'm out of here.